You don't know what you've got until it's gone. It's a phrase that resonates deeply, especially when it comes to relationships. When someone realizes they've lost someone important, it's not just regret they feel. It's an emotional awakening. But what does this experience look like from her perspective? Let's unpack the stages of realization, the signs she might give off, and how you can navigate this delicate situation. 1. The emotional roller coaster. Breakups are rarely straightforward. They're a journey through emotions that shift and evolve, often catching us off guard. For her, it might start with an air of calm, a facade of strength masking the turbulence within. This initial phase of denial, paired with a fierce sense of independence, acts as a shield. She reassures herself with thoughts like, "I'm better off," or "this is for the best." But beneath this exterior, cracks begin to form, setting the stage for the emotional storm to follow. Then comes the moment of sudden clarity. It could be sparked by something seemingly insignificant. A familiar melody, an old photo, or even the quiet stillness of a room. These triggers act as a mirror, reflecting the absence of someone who once filled her world. The weight of reality crashes down, washing away the illusions of easy recovery. It's in this moment she confronts the void left behind, realizing how intertwined her life was with yours. This emotional roller coaster is universal, reminding us of the depth of human connection. Breakups challenge us to grow, to process pain, and ultimately to rebuild stronger than before. Reference text. Inspired by the stages of grief and personal growth post-breakup. 2 signs. She feels the loss. Breakups don't just end a relationship. They leave behind an emotional void. While she might not explicitly admit she misses you, there are subtle signs that reveal her feelings of loss. One clear indication is her reconnecting efforts. Instead of directly reaching out, she tests the waters through small gestures. You might notice her liking your social media posts, leaving comments, or even following you again if she had previously unfollowed you. These actions may seem casual, but they often hint at a deeper desire to reestablish a connection. Another sign is nostalgia. Fueled communication. Perhaps you receive a message like, "Hey, saw this and thought of you." Nostalgia has a way of drawing people back to moments of comfort and familiarity, and this might be her way of subtly expressing that she still thinks about you. Finally, asking mutual friends about you is a classic move. Instead of confronting her emotions head-on, she might use shared connections to gather information about your life, how you're doing, if you've moved on, or even if you've mentioned her. These behaviors reflect the complex emotions of post-breakup life. Loss often reveals itself in whispers, not shouts, and these subtle signs are worth noticing. Reference text. Rooted in psychological studies of post-breakup behaviors and relational dynamics. 3. Why absence creates emotional gravity. Absence holds a unique power. It amplifies emotions and creates an undeniable pull. When someone is no longer in our lives, their absence becomes a magnifying glass, bringing overlooked feelings and memories into sharper focus. For her, it often starts with a reflection on the good times, the laughter, shared dreams, and intimate conversations replay in her mind. These memories aren't just fleeting thoughts. They're vivid reminders of the joy and comfort she once felt. As she revisits those moments, she realizes how much they shaped her happiness. Even small, seemingly mundane experiences take on new significance when seen through the lens of nostalgia. But it's not just about what once was. It's also about realizing what's missing. Your absence creates a void, a silent space that forces her to confront what she truly valued in you. Perhaps it's your kindness, your unwavering support, or the way you made her feel understood. Whatever it is, the emptiness left behind serves as a mirror, reflecting the deeper emotional connection she might have taken for granted. Absence doesn't just create distance. It creates emotional gravity, pulling us back to the essence of what truly matters. Reference text. Inspired by the psychological impact of nostalgia and emotional attachment. 4. Self-reflection and regret. Breakups often pave the way for introspection, and as time passes, self-reflection becomes inevitable. For her, this process begins with understanding her mistakes. As the initial emotions subside, she starts replaying past events in her mind, analyzing what went wrong, moments she might have overlooked before, words said in anger, opportunities for understanding missed, or walls she built too high, now stand out vividly. This newfound self-awareness often stirs a deep sense of regret as she begins to realize the role she played in the relationship's challenges. Regret, however, is not always passive. It can ignite a desire to make amends. She might find herself longing to fix the damage or at least address the unresolved feelings. This could lead her to reach out through a heartfelt message, a phone call, or even an indirect gesture. Whether she's seeking a second chance or simply aiming for closure, her actions often reflect a mix of vulnerability and hope. This phase of self-reflection and regret highlights the emotional complexity of love and loss. It's a reminder that growth often comes from facing our mistakes and striving to heal the wounds left behind. Reference text. Based on relationship psychology and the stages of post-breakup reflection. 5. How to handle the situation. When she tries to reconnect, it can stir up a mix of emotions: hope, confusion, or even anxiety. Navigating this situation requires clarity and intention. Start by setting boundaries. While her attempts to reconnect might be driven by genuine emotions, it's essential to protect your own emotional well-being. Communicate your boundaries clearly and respectfully. For example, if you're not ready to talk, let her know in a kind but firm manner. Boundaries ensure that any interactions remain healthy and prevent misunderstandings or emotional turmoil. Next, take time for evaluating your own feelings. Ask yourself, what do you truly want? Are you open to rekindling the relationship, or is it better for both of you to move forward separately? Reflect on the relationship's past dynamics and whether they align with your vision for the future. Clarity about your desires will guide your actions. Finally, consider the power of no contact. Sometimes, maintaining distance is the best choice for healing. No contact gives both parties the space to process emotions, gain perspective, and grow individually. It's not about being harsh. It's about prioritizing self-care and long-term emotional health. Navigating this phase with empathy and self-awareness will help you make decisions that align with your well-being. Reference text. Rooted in emotional resilience, strategies, and relationship psychology. 6. Moving on or rekindling, making the right choice. After a breakup, deciding whether to move on or rekindle the relationship can be one of the most emotional crossroads you face. The key is to focus on what aligns with your happiness and long-term well-being. Start by deciding what's best for you. Reflect on the relationship and evaluate whether reopening that chapter will genuinely contribute to your growth. Were the issues in the relationship fixable, or were they rooted in deeper incompatibilities? Ask yourself if you feel ready to rebuild or if it's time to let go and focus on personal healing. Your well-being should always come first, and moving on can sometimes lead to the peace and clarity you deserve. On the other hand, if you decide to reconnect, prioritize rekindling with clear intentions. Open communications. Open communication is crucial. Both of you need to discuss your feelings, expectations, and what you're willing to work on to ensure the relationship evolves in a healthier way. Rekindling shouldn't be about repeating the past, but about building a stronger, more respectful partnership. Whether you choose to move forward alone or together, the most important step is to honor your needs and embrace the path that supports your personal growth. Reference text. Guided by principles of self-awareness and healthy relationship dynamics. Conclusion. When she realizes she's lost you, it's an emotional awakening, filled with self-reflection, nostalgia, and regret. But it's also an opportunity for growth, both for her and for you, whether you choose to reconnect or move on. The experience can lead to profound personal transformation.